what you need to do to ensure your financial aid,
the countdowns to the Oscars,
and important bills on Dr. Cole's desk, all next on Inside MSU.
Hello and welcome to Inside MSU. I'm Hiro Kitanaka.
And I'm John Aronoff. The Student Government Association recently passed 2 student affairs bills through the legislature. One of the bills calls for a food truck to be placed in the parking lot between the Village and Sinatra Hall. Due to the lack of dining space over by the Village, this food truck will be available to students until late at night and will definitely ease those late night studying cravings. The other bills asks to bring back the 8 shuttle, which was discontinued when students no longer resided at the La Quinta Hotel. This shuttle was often used by students to go to Clifton Commons, to do their food shopping, catch a movie, or grab a bite to eat. Both bills are awaiting approval by Dr. Cole. Hiro?
Thanks, John. If you're looking for help paying for school next year, better get yourself moving. The deadline to qualify for the maximum amount of financial aid is fast approaching on March 1st. So get those tax returns in order and that FAFSA form filled out ASAP. And don't forget to put the Montclair State University code of 002617 on the FAFSA form. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Hiro. Tickets are on sale for the 2011 senior trip. This year, the SGA plans a 7-day cruise to Bermuda out of New York for anyone graduating in May 2011 or earlier. The trip, at the end of May, costs $650 and includes all meals, 2 days in Bermuda, and 5 days at sea. The SGA says there are only about 70 tickets left, so if you're interested, get to the SGA office in the Student Center to buy your ticket today. Or, for any information, please contact sgaseniortrip@gmail.com.
Are you having trouble preparing for a job interview? Montclair State is offering a workshop that will better prepare you and teach you skills on what to expect. The workshop includes skill building to educate you on everything from how to make a resume, how to dress, and also a discussion of what type questions you might receive during an interview. The workshop will be held in Moorhay Hall today from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. in room 334. And for more information on other dates and times, visit their website at www.montclair.edu/career services. And John.
Thanks, Hiro. The Mirror Project, sponsored by Health Promotion, surveyed over 100 MSU students and faculty posing the question, what do you see when looking in the mirror? Responses were written on mirrors, some funny, some sad. Each mirror with artwork displayed for all to see. The goal of this project is for viewers to reflect on their bodies as well as look through the reflections to the person inside. The exhibit can be seen in the Student Center ballrooms and is open all week from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I better get myself over there too myself. So if you're looking to borrow a laptop this semester, it could be an easier process than in the past. Jasmina Polanco has more.
The laptop loan desk at the Harry S. Breck Library has moved from the Access Services Circulation Counter on the main floor to the Multimedia Resources Department in the basement of the building. This move will relieve line congestion, which was interfering with the circulation counter's efficiency. The Laptop Lending Center allows students to borrow a laptop for library use only with a valid MSU student ID. The students can access the internet and also print their work right from the laptop.
We scan the ID, we scan the laptop, the student fills out a form, and basically the form confirms that they agree to return the laptop in good condition, not eat or drink around it, return it in 3 hours.
With the lab's relocation, students have more space to work, and the 3 printing stations facilitate the printing process. However, for some students, this change has been inconvenient.
I don't really like the new lab because it was much more accessible on the 2nd level. There's not much room to do anything down here, so when it was upstairs, you could just grab your computer and go into the room and sit down and do your work.
This is the situation at the library. For Inside MSU, I'm Jasmina Polanco.
For quick printing, the library also offers another computer lab located on the 2nd floor with desktops for a 10-minute surf and print. So remember to show your student ID. John.
Thanks, Hiro. Effort to combat bullying have caused quite a stir on campus. Inside MSU's Keegan Kingeter has the story in this week's Student Views.
Last week, we reported on Senator Lautenberg's most recent plan to end bullying in schools. The U.S. Senator recently proposed a new bill making the punishments for bullying much stronger. We asked students what they thought in this week's Student Views.
I think bullying is there, but it definitely should have stronger rules to try and stop it. I think there's always going to be someone that wants to be the bully and the stronger one, but if we can stop that, it'd be a lot better.
Well, I went to the meeting they had here at Montclair State University, and I really feel like it's a good start for bullying, because bullying did exist for a long time, and nothing was being done. And I feel like this bill that's being proposed really starts something new and will help show a change throughout the future.
I think it'll have somewhat of an impact. I think a lot of issues with bullying starts at home and I guess kind of manifests itself in the school systems or in places where they're not with their parents. But I think enforcing stricter rules in the schools, which is where bullying usually takes place, should help a little bit.
We can all hope it would have an impact. I mean, something must be done. Bullying should not be allowed, as we all know, and it just shouldn't be allowed on campus. There should be a zero-tolerance rule for that.
For Inside MSU, I'm Keegan Taylor.
It's been an action-packed week in sports. Elliot Marco has you covered with all of the Red Hawk action. Elliot.
Thanks, Hero. Perhaps the biggest buzz on campus right now is the Montclair men's basketball team. The men entered the first round of the NJAC playoffs Saturday, taking on Richard Stockton. Montclair showed resilience as they won a nail-biter in dramatic fashion by a final score of 61-60. After accomplishing that, the next line of business was to take on Ramapo. The men marched onto the court and won another close contest by a final score of 67-64. Arguably, the most eminent player on the squad, senior guard Rodney Freeney, led all scorers with 19 points, while senior Charles Miller came off the bench to add 12 points of his own. This win brings Montclair one game closer to winning a state championship. The next team that stands in the way is TNCU. This will be the third meeting in 9 days between the two teams, as they split the two previous meetings 1-1. For the women's basketball, despite a valiant effort, their season was cut short Wednesday evening, losing to school rivals William Patterson by a final of 79-68. Despite the loss, we are still proud of what you accomplished, Lady Redhawks. That's all we have for sports. Now let's head over to Kyle to hear more about the Oscar nominees. Kyle?
Thanks, Elliot. Today I'm going to be reviewing the last two of my favorite picks for the Oscars Best Picture. 127 Hours starts off very fast-paced, as it is the true story about Aaron Ralston, a free-spirited biker and mountain climber. The role is played to perfection by James Franco. Franco admits that playing this role was a challenge because he didn't want it to be too authentic, since it was his first role based on a real person. The movie does show some graphic scenes, but it really captures what Ralston went through being stuck between a rock and a hard place. The movie is very inspirational and delivers the message to never give up. Franco, who is also hosting the awards, is nominated for Best Actor in a Leading Role. My last choice is the highest-grossing animated movie that everyone, young and old, has come to love, Toy Story 3. The movie, which is up for 5 Academy Awards, is only the third animated feature film to receive an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. We return to the lovable Woody and his partner Buzz Lightyear in the sequel, with the rest of the toys, to find out that Andy is all grown up and leaving for college. They mistakenly end up in a daycare center and try to find their way back to Andy's house because the center isn't everything they had planned of. I'm sure we have all seen poor sequels, but Pixar really delivered with this one. Even though this is the final Toy Story, it is the type of movie that will stay in our hearts forever. That's it for entertainment. Tune in next week when I will review the Oscars telecast and the winners. Good luck again to all the nominees. Back to you.
Thanks, Kyle, and good luck to all the winners. If you're planning on living on campus this coming semester, the application deadline fee is right at your door. All students considering living on campus for the fall 2011 and spring 2012 semesters have until March 3rd to pay the $300 housing fee. The anticipated fee will grant students priority to choose their residence hall and room of preference. All payments must be made in person to the bursar's office using cash, personal checks, credit card, or money orders only, as online payments are not being accepted for now. For more information, visit www.montclair.edu.
Are you curious about what's happening on campus this week? Bob and Brian are here to fill you in with the edition of campus events. Guys?
Hey Bob, and more importantly, hello Internet. Seems like we just aren't good enough for live TV anymore, Bob.
I know, but the Internet's a bigger audience anyway, Brian. We can reach a lot of people, including those in Libya.
Bob, I'm not even going to touch that. Not to mention that nobody in Libya cares what's going on the MSU campus.
Yeah, but you see my point, right? Our potential is unlimited now.
I suppose. Getting back to topic, it's been a while, Bob. I've changed a lot. I've actually increased my potential by going to mindful meditation. The next session is on February 28th at 1 p.m. in the Drop-In Center.
Isn't that a weekly event, Brian?
You betcha. Every Monday.
That sounds good. Not my thing, but whatever works for you, man.
What's up, buddy? Well, if you want to just do the bare minimum to get by, Bob, that's fine with me.
It's worked in the past, Brian. I'll tell you what I do get excited about. Bubble tea.
It's like I don't even know you anymore, man.
Don't even mess around, Brian. Bubble tea is amazing. It reminds me of all the good times I had as an MSU student on Rutgers campus.
Okay, fair enough. Is there a bubble tea event or something?
Of course. March 1st at 7:30 p.m. in the Student Center. I'm going to be all over it, Brian.
Speaking of things you should get behind, and all over, Bob, there's a How to Treat Your Lady event on March 2nd at 8 p.m. in the Student Center. Maybe they can help you get some respect for women.
Look, Brian, all the derogatory terms I use with my lady friends, they're terms of endearment. You just wouldn't get it.
You know, speaking of women, there's a job interview, what to expect and how to prepare seminar presented by Emerald Financial.
What does that have to do with women at all, Brian?
I don't know, but I hear that the only thing you need to do to get a job is to dress nice. And I guess the ladies like a well-dressed man, too.
Yeah. But I have to sculpt my body first, Brian. I've been hitting the gym pretty hard lately.
Well, good luck with that, Bob. If that doesn't work out, maybe you should go to the Love Your Body event that same night at 8 p.m. in the Student Center.
Nah, I've got that down, Brian. One thing I might do is hit up a yoga class on March 3rd in the Drop-In Center at 5 p.m. I hear the ladies like a flexible man.
I'm not sure you're doing yoga for the right reasons, Bob, but whatever.
All right. Maybe we should quit while we're ahead.
Good call, Bob. Take it easy, Internet. That's all we've got for this week's upcoming events. So until next time, keep it sexy.
Montclair film students and others with an interest in movies were treated to a special guest on Tuesday night. Academy Award-nominated filmmaker Matthew O'Neill gave a presentation to a crowd of students on documentary filmmaking and how to get a good job in the field. O'Neill showed the students a highlight reel of his acclaimed work for HBO, ESPN, and others before talking to students about his experience and how the world of film has changed. He then screened his movie, China's Unnatural Disaster, The Tears of Szechuan, which was nominated for the 2009 Oscar for Best Documentary Short. O'Neill spent some time talking with students and answering questions before leaving with the advice, do what makes you happiest. The film department will also host a seminar with Michael Price, writer-producer of The Simpsons, on March 8th. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Inside MSU. I'm John Aronoff.
And I'm Hiroki Tanaka. Thanks for watching.